history. And I need to go. All right, so this one is going to be where people mistake fear as protection. And I need to share my screen again. And this one is this crazy thing. All right. So I'm going to let this play because I find this sad because what people are going to look at this and they're going to think that this dog, this bitch, is doing right. But I want people to pay attention to the body language. And this is where people are going to mistake fear for protection. This bitch is not protecting this guy at all. This is absolutely fear-based drive. It is not defense-driven. And if you watch her body language, not only watch her body language, look at the hackles, listen to her bark, listen how her bark changes, and pay attention to the insecurity that she actually has. She produces avoidance and hesitation. She's shrinking, and there's a franticness in her reactivity to the guy. There's a guy that's going to be coming from the right of the screen. And if you watch, I'd be very curious to see, once this bitch isn't tethered, how she actually would react to the threat. So I'm going to let this play through because a lot of people are going to say, when they look at this, they're going to be like, oh, this bitch is doing the right thing. She's absolutely not, because this is a low confidence bitch. And if you actually know what fear base versus defense drive actually looks like, you'd recognize it right away as soon as you hear it, because her voice will not her voice, but her bark, the sound of her bark actually changes, and it often, fear base is often accompanied by a high vocalization. And listen to her, watch her body language. Don't pay attention to the guys in it. Focus on the dog. So I'm going to let this play through for a little bit, and then I'm going to rewind it so that, because I want people to really realize what it is, because this is very dangerous. An aggressive dog is way more predictable than a fear-driven dog. Fear-driven dogs are very unpredictable, and you have no idea when they're actually going to bite. And it's usually followed by shallow, frantic, and it will be forward leaning, but it's usually by the front teeth. It's not by a deep grab, all that stuff. And it's usually go in, grab, back up, go in, grab, back up, all this stuff. And so you have no idea. So if you ever seen a dog that actually fear bites, it looks almost like, it almost looks like they're in a panic. Like they're going in, they're like, I really don't want this. I'm trying to get away. I don't want to do this, but I'm going to try to, and they're doing this. But it's accompanied by a high pitch. And so if you know what to look for, you'll see it in this. And it's usually by lack of socialization, not mentally stable. There's a lot that accompanies this. And so I want people to see what this is. And a lot of people will mistake this for a defense-driven dog, and this isn't a defense-driven dog. Hear that? I'd be very curious to see if that dog wasn't on a tether, what it actually do. It'd go in, grab, back away, go in, grab, back away. Guarantee that's what that dog would do. This isn't, a lot of people don't understand exactly how this is. The dog is overwhelmed and really wants distance, but I guarantee it's been trained to move forward, back up, all this stuff, because it's been put in this awkward position to do this. It reacts because it feels cornered. But if you're watching the body language is defensive, tight, unsure. She's not really sure what she's supposed to do, but that's where that high pitch comes from. If you watch the dog herself, and when he slaps her, that high pitch gets a little bit more, but you can see the hackles up. That is not a defense driven dog. It's really, I don't want this, I can't handle this, please go away. That is not a dog that literally wants to be in the fight, that is excited to be there. I wish there was more that I could. Yeah, exactly. It's a sound of panic. And you can hear it. I mean, but people mistake that because they don't know how to read dog body language. And so what they try to do is they try to say, oh, she's really in it. She's excited. She's this, she's not. That's not. It's she wants out of it. And so it's more of a scare thing. It's fear. I'm gonna play it again just because you can really hear it if you know what you're looking for. I would love for him to let go. Hear it? That's an unspeakable dog. So now imagine two dogs in a fight, because that's what you hear, that unstableness, that fear of, I really don't want this fight. If that dog was in defensive, it'd be triggered by direct pressure or confrontation. And the pressure to fight is fight or flight, right? So you're looking for a dog that would choose to stand its guard and, or retreat. So it'd be watching, it'd be paying attention, it'd be assessing the situation, right? And so the bark would be deeper. It would be warning. It would be like, no, it wouldn't be doing this running back and forth and doing all this. It would be pushing forward. And it would be, if that dude would step forward, it would be a full mouth grip. So there's a defensiveness, and it's different. So people that want to say, well, fear driven is defensiveness, and there's a difference. And people have to know when they have a dog that they're trying to do this. When you turn a dog on like that, that's afraid, that off switch is hard to shut off, because that dog that's using fear is a dog that's dangerous. And so when you have a dog in defensiveness, what it looks like is a dog is assertive to the threat, that's deciding whether or not to push forward. This dog is all over the place, and it's shrink down. Look how she's, even in this posture, it's down. It's not up and forward. It's down. And it's not, she's more panicky. It's not calculated. It's the way that you look at this is, what is this dog thinking? and that dog's afraid. And fear is a dangerous situation to be in. And so when you have fear-based, this is an emotional panic, it's like I said, it's low confidence and avoidance. Like that's why the whole bouncing back and forth instead of standing the ground. I mean, you don't see a canine officer's dog jumping all over the place. You see them standing steady and going forward. There's not this chaotic biting and frothing and blah, 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 and high pitch. And, the bite is the last resort. If he let go, I wonder if he'd jump in, just nip and then run, or she'd jump in and nip and then run back versus actually engage. But see, that's what this whole YouTube thing is that I don't like, when you actually look at a dog and you can assess a dog and a dog's actual personality and you're looking at all this and I'm not saying the dog won't bite, but leaning backwards, front and low to the ground is not a good sign. Right, exactly. And that's the thing. I'm not saying it won't either. An aggressive bite or a fear bite is the worst type of bite because you don't know when it's going to hit. They will bite, but it's a nip and it's always front, like you're going to hit with the front. And it looks like the type that would back in front if you bit. Yeah. So you ever notice a dog, like if you're all of a sudden they hit you out of the blue, like you don't even know like what happened. That's a fear biter. There's no warning, there's no nothing. Like all of a sudden you're just like, what the hell happened? It's like it's the dog that like out of the blue, like had it for years and all of a sudden it bit you and it didn't know why. That's an unstable dog. That's a dog that bites out of fear. That's a dog that just had no idea. It was just reactive all of a sudden, right? An aggressive biter it's going to warn you. It's going to assess the situation. It's going to do whatever. Defensive drive is going to do the same thing. It's going to assess whether the situation warrants that reason. This dog is 1000% unstable, reactive in the fear stage. And that's why you hear the pitch go high, 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 and it's backing. It's on the heel. That high pitch, that's fear. This hackles all the way up like that. That shows every bit of fear that dog is. And that's the thing about these people is that they don't understand what they have. And they think that they have something good and they're doing something good and that they're, hang on one second. And that they're going to breed this temperament. This temperament is a scary temperament to have. And this is either genetic or that they're, hang on one second. It's either genetic or it's a combination of genetics or one second. It's either genetics or a combination of genetics and being unsocialized and not being trained properly. But this dog, I would never turn on. And so this was a thing that I was watching and I was just like, oh. And the thing is that people love this. They think it's great. I mean, he's got 30 likes on it and all that stuff. And they think that it's a great thing. And again, it's a Corso, and a Corso with an unstable temperament and pulling at it. But everybody puts these dogs on a tether and does all this and agitates the dog and they think it's a great idea, except for people do this and then they think, oh, well, I'm going to agitate my dog and I'm going to do this. The problem is who's literally on a tether? I walk in your house, you're going to put your dog on a tether? Because honestly, like, what's going to happen? Your dog going to do that? Or is it going to run and hide if I break into your house? And that's the problem, is that people really need to do real life situations real world situations, and putting your dog on a tether like this and irritating it, turning it on when there's no real world situation going on, and showing that it's actual fearful is where you're running into the problems. Because this dog should never be taught this. This dog should never be turned on to ever be um, a protection dog. And shows or videos like this, getting people to keep doing this stuff, and it's only going to get the breed put on a ban list. Put on a ban list for one, but also it's teaching people that unstable dogs can bite people, and then go on with the other dude that I just did a live on. Then you have dogs just out there killing people for no reason. This is just absolutely asinine. And this guy just, I don't know what he's doing. I don't even know what this is. This is supposed to be a Corso too, and I don't even know what that is. But if he's breeding these dogs with these unstable temperaments, and supposed to be some kind of Corso thing, I don't know what these things are. But I wanted to get on and show that, and show that absolutely is not a defensive dog. That is 1000% fear-based, and that should never be turned on, and show you what fear-based actually look like. So pay attention to the body language, pay attention to the dog. Don't let somebody believe or have you believe that it is that is a good temperament to start working. Even IPG or Schutzhund or anything like that. You should never work a dog that acts like that, and you should never turn them on. So that's all I got for today. I will come on and do another one, probably might do one tomorrow, might do one or I'm going to do one Monday, but I might do a short one tomorrow since I did this one. If I come up with something else, I keep getting all these ones, so I'm trying to get some together and try to do a longer stream. But I wanted to do that one because that shows exactly what a fear-based dog is. That's fear drive 1000%. That dog should not be taught that. That dog shouldn't be bred. And that dog, people should be very careful with a dog that has a temperament like that, because that can be very dangerous. So I wanted to show you exactly what that looks like, and so you could study it, watch that temperament, watch that body language, and definitely have an idea of what you're looking for now. So anyway, hope that helps, and go from there. So until next time, I will talk to you later.